Okay, modelers, so today we're going to have a look through these Encyclopedea of Aircraft modelling techniques. This one here is number 3. They start with number 1, they go up to number 5. Yeah, I think it's number 5. I'm not sure if there's a number 6 coming or not, but the ones I got is from 3, 4, 5. That's the ones I've got. 1 and 2 are more basic modelling, putting it together, cockpits and things like that. I haven't got those yet. I've just sort of gone with these ones to start off with. These are the areas that interest me most, and the one I want to learn more techniques for is the actual painting, weathering and finishing off aircraft. That's the last three in the series. So we're going to start off with this one here. Now, I won't go through it one page at a time and explain it. We'll just sort of flick through it quick, because one thing I'm a bit worried about copyright claims. Like if I'm going to show you page by page, you won't have to buy the book. You'll be able to just go through the video and zoom in and read the writing. So I'll go through it a little bit quicker. Plus I don't want to bore you going through this, because there is a lot of information in this, and they are extremely good books, and they're beautifully detailed. And each page has got a lot of information, and it will take a long time to go through them. So like I say, this one here is number 3. This one here is on your painting the aircraft, and as you see, really nice cover here, shows you the Japanese aircraft all worn down and so on. So anyway, inside, nice hard cover with a flick back on that side there. We'll move it over a little bit and make sure we get all the pages in. A little bit of art on the front there of one that's been finished off. Then it sort of goes into like preparing, priming, filling in your cockpits and that when you're painting, different types of primers, like a little bit of filling and sanding, like seam lines, things like that. Then we go into pre-shading. A really good section in this book. I really enjoyed this part of it, the pre-shading part of it. It doesn't just go into doing, like just one type of pre-shade. It goes into a few different ones, different techniques to do with your pre-shading. As you see there, using different colours inside as well. It gives you a lot of variation. It goes into the pre-shading on camouflage patterns as well. Then you've got your overhead light shadings for the worn paint jobs and things like that. Goes through like your rudders and all that sort of thing, with the shadowing effects on those to make them sort of protrude out and sort of pop out at you a little bit more. And like I say, there is a lot of it, and there's other types of pre-shading here as well. Then we've got our base coats, camouflage patterns. We go through all that. And as you see, it goes through step by step. This one here on glossy finishes, doing pinstripes and things on aircraft. We're going into metal finishes now, and as you've seen in the earlier video, I've got the metal books as well. But this one here has some different information to what the other one's got in it. And as you see, you end up with a beautiful looking aircraft at the end of it. Go through the steps. It's, like I say, step by step, really easy. And as you see, really nice stuff. And this one here has got the wood grain on the wings and things like that, and it shows you how to do that as well further on in the book. This one here is more of the worn metal, like something, an aircraft that's really been beaten about and used. Shows you how to get that sort of effect on there as well. Goes through, even like this here, just putting these polished parts on the World War I aircraft. Then we've got our multi-tone camouflage schemes, how to do all those. Hard edge, soft edge, medium edge, all that sort of thing that goes into all that. Different ways of masking. Really handy tips and techniques in this. There's a few in here I'd never seen, so it does have some information. Even if you've been around modelling for a while, you will find some stuff in here that you probably haven't come across before. And they got some different people on the different models working in here, so they all have their own different little things. Masking to do, like your reds and yellows, those painful things that we always come across, how to sort of battle with that, how to do that. And as you see, some beautiful examples of finished work. Then we got the model camouflage, how to do that. That's one of the ones that people struggle with, doing that mottling effect on the German aircraft. Beautiful finishes, and as you see, they show you the aircraft when they're finished off and the techniques used to do them, and just how gorgeous they turn out. You got your winter camouflages as well. Goes into all that, the different types, different techniques for doing that. Then we've got our chipped, like doing chipping. And it goes through lots of types of chipping, like using your, sort of like your hairspray technique, but using chipping fluids from AK or MIG or whoever. It sort of has the same sort of effect. And just different styles of chipping, like fine chipping to heavy chipping. Then it goes through camouflage chipping, like different colours. Goes through like heavy chipping on an airframe that's really beaten up. Just forgive the dog in the background there, guys. She's seen a butterfly or something probably. Yeah, then we go into the winter chipping. Sponge chippings even in here as well. We use that on armour a fair bit, but we also can use it on aircraft in certain circumstances. This one here shows you a little bit of sanding and that on the winter finishes. And as you see, this one here actually uses quite a few different techniques to end up with the aircraft we've got there. Absolutely beautiful stuff. And it gives you a few examples at the end of that. Airbrush, fading, highlighting, goes through all that as well. Your colour mix is what you need to mix your colours to get them right. And that sort of goes on for a fair bit. There is a lot in that. There's modulation effects, all that sort of thing goes into all that, because there is quite a few different types of ways to do modulation and where it's used and how to apply it correctly and all that sort of thing. So there's quite a bit in it. Then there's patched up paintwork. Aircraft would often be patched up in places. They'd change the insignia on the side or different things, or there might be panels that were patched, and shows you how to replicate that. Then we've got painting wood. This is a really awesome part of the book. Shows you how to get these beautiful wood grain effects. It's something I haven't played with a great deal, so it was really great to see this in this book, all the different types of wood grain effects. And it shows you like the end effect and what it looks like on the aircraft at the end there. Beautiful stuff. World War I stuff, and it shows you the decals that you can use to get wood grain as well, and how to actually make them look even better by painting them up. Gives you some beautiful examples here of some finished work. Then we go into like sort of decaling, but more stencils, insignia, stuff like that. It does go into the decaling and like the finer details of that and how to do it. I think there's a bit more of that in another one of the books as well, about the decaling, but this is fairly in depth as well in this one here. Very, very good. Shows you how to get them to settle down in the seam lines and make them look more realistic rather than like a sticker that's stuck on the side of your aircraft. One about how to use like the big long lines that we struggle with sometimes, where you've got a big long line of decal and you end up tearing it and trying to get it to sit where it's supposed to, and we'll show you how to get through that. Dry transfers goes through that as well. Not that I've used a lot of those, but apparently they're okay if you use them the right way. And then you've got stencil work in here as well. So it goes through, it's fairly detailed, guys. It even shows you how to make up your own stencils by tracing around the patterns of the decal sheet and all that sort of thing. Circle cutting equipment, even putting teeth and things like that, a little bit more complex stuff on your aircraft. And then we go on to shading with inks. Okay, and this is one I have tried a while ago. I haven't done this one recently, but I used to play around with inks a little bit. But again, it shows you some places to use it to great effect, especially on the ribbing and stuff around the flaps and things like that. Is a good place to use it. But this one here, they've done it on all the panel lines as well, so it comes up really nice. And again, they show you like a finished aircraft there with all the all the work that's gone into it and what you actually end up with there in the end. And as you see, really nice stuff. The guys who do these models are actually obviously very good at their craft. And we're going through panel line shading towards the back of the book here. As you see, it's quite a thick book and it's really beautiful. The photographs in this are just superb, guys. They're absolutely beautiful. Printed on really nice glossy paper, so you can really see the detail in it. Very nicely done these are. And as you see, it just goes on and on. There's just heaps of it in here. And again, this one here is to do with all the spars and that on your World War I aircraft. The wheel wells here, this is modulation and toning and all that sort of thing. So it's got heaps of stuff. And these are all just examples of finished aircraft in the back here. And then we go to the end of it. So here on the back page, you see you've got number 1 in the series is your modelling techniques. The next one is your cockpits. Then you got this one here, we're at number 3. Then you got number 4, which I've got as well, which is weathering. And number 5 is finishing steps down the bottom there. So I've got those last 3 guys, and I'll go through those as well, and I'll put those up in separate videos. But honestly, I think this is money well spent. This is something I'm going to keep right here at my desk to sort of flick through as I'm working on different models and looking at some of the awesome techniques that they've used in this book, and try them out for myself, and get used to using them and see what I like and what I don't like. One of the things with using techniques, no matter where you find them, it's important to try them out for yourself, because sometimes you'll find techniques that look awesome, but when you try and use them, it's just not your cup of tea, and it doesn't work out well for you. Where you'll find another technique that it's your thing. It just works well for you. You find it easy to do, and so you'll stick with those techniques. Everyone uses different techniques on their models, guys, but these are great sources to teach you more and more techniques. The more techniques you've got in your toolbox, the better. And you start using more and more of them and getting better effects on your aircraft or whatever you're building, so the finished product looks superb. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I can tell you about these books. I definitely recommend them. I didn't get the number 1 and number 2 mainly because basic building I didn't worry too much about, because I sort of got the gist of most of that, and I'm happy with where I am with actual building. Cockpits is something I don't spend a lot of time on, mainly because most cockpits you can't see inside them anyway, or you can only see very little in there. But I probably will get that book later down the track, because I'm looking at a lot of 32nd scale aircraft, little bigger aircraft, where you will be able to see a bit of the cockpit. So it's something I'll look at probably in the future. But anyway, guys, like always, thanks very much for watching the video. Check all the links out down there below. I've got my Facebook, Patreon, all that sort of thing. Places where you can buy this book, I'll put links down there for these data as well. But anyway, guys, like always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.